lessons are repeated until learned. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, but expecting different results. And even a third way of saying that was a quote by Robert Briault. And I'm not sure which book it was in. Dr. Hardy mentioned it. I'll go into a little more detail about Dr. Hardy in just a minute. But his statement is, we are not kept from our goals by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. Then Elon Musk has a 5-step paradigm to how to make things more efficient. And one of them, the main one that sticks with me, is what he calls false requirements. And as you look at the thumbnail and the title of this video, the thumbnail shows a complex system of a person trying to get through all these different options to get to the goal at the top. And then there's the simplified version of one crux or bottleneck that you get through to get to your goal. So that's why I titled this video, all drafts are temporary, or something like that. Everything is a draft. Everything is a draft. I'm sorry I don't have my notes here because they are like from 5 versions prior to this. So yes, the draft has changed. Everything is a draft is the title of this video. And I'm just going to try quickly, before the camera overheats, to tell you what's been happening, my train of thought this quarter, October, November, December, and how it's going to affect me moving forward. In the middle of September, I forked over a substantial sum of money to Dr. Benjamin Hardy to join his Q4 Rapid Transformation Challenge. I will say it's been worth every penny, and we're only at the beginning of December. That's because, not necessarily what he has said, but what he has said about the books he's read. And I started reading those books, and they took me to other books, and this author referenced that he read this guy, which got him to where he was. And they're all very successful. Most of them are already dead. A lot of the books I'm studying now, and that's a key point, is that I am studying books now instead of reading them. That could either mean 1 page a week, or the book on loop. That's generally what I'm doing as I drive back and forth to work, is I listen to it off of YouTube or off of Hoopla, which is an app the local library in Dad's County uses, and it has audiobooks. So I have taken the route of repetitive listening to actually learn the concepts. And I'm down to like 3 or 4 books, and I'm not going to name them right now because I want to concentrate on the picture on the thumbnail, which is simplifying complex systems so you can scale them. Complex systems are not scalable, and I want to concentrate on Elon Musk's false requirements, where you have to question everything, and the smarter the person is that tells you it's a requirement, the more you need to question it. And that can even go as far as to question whether a job is a requirement to make money, a traditional job. And I think that's the one I'm having trouble with. But I also have to be mature enough to say that going back to work was probably a mistake. I was doing okay for 2.5 years as a digital nomad / house and pet sitter. I thought I was spending too much money, so I thought it's time to go back and refill the coffers. Well, that's been 6 months now. Almost 6. Well, I guess it is December. I keep thinking it's November. I started in November at this other job, and I'm about to turn in a notice for that. And I'll tell you what some of the options have been in it, and it all boils down to trying to simplify things to get to the final goal. Well, what is the final goal? Health and happiness. And I think I'm a pretty happy person, so I think y'all agree with that. I try to not dwell on negatives or downers or depressive kind of stuff. I've even cut out Facebook and Instagram so I don't have to listen to all everybody else's negative and pessimistic stuff. But, and you may hear my washer going. I got to go to work tonight. I'll probably turn in my notice tonight. I may just email it to the manager since I've only met her once in a month. Yeah, she normally works mornings and I work late at night. But anyway, of course, I started this YouTube business 4 years ago, November 30th, 2020, on the CP59 Fit channel, and then Chillin' with Chip kind of spun off of that. Then it became Chillin' with CP59 Fit. Now it's back to Chillin' with Chip because Chip is the brand more than CP59 Fit, even though I've been trying to build that brand for 4 years now. But anyway, what happens next could be a multiple of things. The last night I worked, which was Tuesday night, I spoke with a campus security officer from Shenandoah. I think it's university. It might be college. Shenandoah. Let's call it Shenandoah University. It is university because I told him, he came in the store to get some hot drinks. It's been cold here. It's been snow flurrying and stuff. Not like Minnesota or Canada. I don't envy y'all at all. And if I talk too fast, just put this thing on playback speed a little bit slower. There's 0.75, 0.5, or 0.25, but I'm trying to talk fast so the camera doesn't overheat because the new microphone case on it makes it heat up faster. So I guess my videos have to be shorter. Yay, y'all will probably appreciate that. So anyway, he came in and I told him I'd seen your job openings for security officer and security officer supervisor. I said this officer one said there was quite a bit of walking involved, and if I haven't mentioned it, I have been getting a little bit injured with all this walking and at Costco and at Sheetz. I even popped a tendon in my foot 2 weeks ago, Wednesday morning. It's pretty much healed now, but there's still a little bit of tenderness, and unloading trucks and stocking shelves doesn't help it. So most security jobs, you're sitting down at least half the shift, and I like that. That'll make me even more happy. And it pays more. And it's full-time with full benefits, which has also been an issue with the new job. They've kind of messed me up getting the benefits as quickly as I was promised I would. And I've already given up the ones at Costco. The day I left, they cut them off. So anyway, I used that card to get my foot x-rayed, but now I'm going to have to pay for it, which is fine. I got the money. And I guess that's the whole dilemma is I have the money to live without a job for probably 2 or 3 more years while I develop this channel and share whatever knowledge I have, hoping to help some people. But the whole thing again is getting rid of distractions, narrowing the scope, laser focus. That might mean, oh, and then when I mentioned that I talked to the guard officer, to one of my coworkers, she works at Navy Federal Credit Union. She said, we have an opening for a security guard, and it's pretty easy. You sit down, you check in people, you make name tags, you fingerprint the new hires, and you ride around on a golf cart. I said, I'll look on the website and apply, and I did that, all 3 of those last night. And then today I got an email from Branson, Missouri. I'm on their job board. And there is a evening custodian with the Parks Department, which pays about the same as the Navy Federal Security. If you've known me for more than 3 years, you know that Branson was one of the areas I thought of moving to from Texas. So basically, rewind back to 2020, 2021, where I'm thinking of leaving the PD to come spend time with Mom and Dad. And I'm in the same dilemma. And the psychologist I spoke with through the Employee Assistance Program back then said, I had thought it through, I was good to go. If I wanted to give up my job, no problem. You know, whether I got into the job or not, it didn't really matter. But for some reason, along the path, I forgot all that. And I thought, well, you know, my father's never really been an entrepreneur. So all he thinks is, you got to have a job to be successful. So I'm fighting that paradigm that's been drilled into me, and I'm also fighting the paradigm of society. And most of you work jobs all your life, so you could have a good retirement. I'm thinking of I've been an entrepreneur most of my life, actually since I think 1989, I think. 89, 90, somewhere in that range is when I started my first business. And they've been partially successful, partially because I've only done them part-time. So whether I'm back in Texas living in my friend's RV and working on YouTube and maybe getting a hotel job in the little touristy area he lives in, or if I'm doing night patrol at the Navy Federal call center down the street. Who knows? But I'm definitely raising my floor, as Dr. Hardy calls it, which is you don't go below your floor, but your ceiling is unlimited, and that means you basically cut out 80% of everything in your life that becomes unnecessary as you get focused. That's why I congratulated those of you that I texted the video to say that you had made the 20%. Thank you. And if I missed some of you, my loyal fans obviously are in the 20% that I'm planning to keep. And I will throw one thing out there, just food for thought. You read these stories about people living on cruise lines, paying $50,000, $100,000 a year. That's a little out of my budget at the moment. But what's not out of my budget is these timeshares I've been staying in. And I did the math last night, and I said, well, if I had a travel partner, that would only be about $20 a night for lodging. And then we could spend $20 or $30 a day on food, and it'd be the same as being on a cruise ship. I could afford that. So if there's anybody out there that really is looking to get on the road in the next year, 2, 3, whatever, that could get along with me in a 2-bedroom condo, hopefully with 2 bathrooms and a kitchen and its own washer and dryer, let me know. I'm thinking I may try to build YouTube as I work a full-time job, especially if it's sitting down overnight in a golf cart or behind a desk or walking around a college campus locking up doors. I'm not opposed to work. I'm just not sure it's a requirement. And don't think that I don't work on YouTube. This has taken me like 3 days to get this 11 minutes done because I got the gift of gab, so I talk a little too much about stuff that doesn't fit the title. And I must hopefully start spitting these things out about once a day, but I can't do that when I work from 10 to 4 tonight, which means I get off at 4 a.m. Friday morning, and they want me back at 2 p.m. Friday afternoon. That's 10 hours off, and the only medical advice I'm still following from the stroke is that I should try to get 8 hours of sleep a night. But when it's a 20-30 minute drive here, time to take a shower, go to bed, get up, take a shower, 20-30 minute drive, you barely get I won't get 8 hours of sleep, and they have me doing that twice next week, so I may be resigning prior to that. I like to give 2 weeks notice, but I have no intention in the world of going back to this company, even though it's a good company. Costco's a good company. They just work you like a dog. They pay you for it, but at my age and my fitness level, it's just not a good fit. I need something. Oh, and I am in the running, and I think I'm going to get a dog sit down at Southport, North Carolina, which is on the Atlantic Ocean, just south of Wilmington, just south of Fort Frederick State Recreation Area, which I love the beach, and maybe 45 minutes north of Myrtle Beach. So who knows, I may go down there, do a pet sit, and just get stuck. I got, I think, 4 more weeks in timeshares I've already paid for, and Myrtle Beach has gobs of them. I don't know, I may spend all of February there if one of these jobs don't come up. I'm sorry, January. Anyway, that is not booked yet, and I am not confirmed, but the lady and I are going to talk this Sunday. I told her I was off Sunday, or most of Sunday. I think I get off 10 p.m. Saturday, go back 10 p.m. Sunday. So going back to pet sitting for low rent is one thing, but I don't want to be driving all over the country. Red is not any younger, and neither am I. So y'all have a great day. God bless. Love you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.